Finnesse2Tymes. So, you never heard of Finnesse2Tymes. He is a rapper. He's had a couple hits here and there. I'm not a big fan of his catalog or his music, so that's why this is probably the first time I think this is the first time I'm ever talking about him on the podcast. His name is Finnesse2Tymes, first off. That should give you a clue as to who he is or what to expect. That's the funny thing about this whole story, because his rapper name is literally Finnesse2Tymes. So, Finnesse2Tymes defends reusing a verse after being called out. So basically what this, let me just go over it because it's hilarious. Finnesse2Tymes has issued a response after being called out for recycling a verse on a paid feature. Talking to fans on Instagram Live on Monday, January 22nd, the Memphis rapper explained that the artist who called him out, Atlanta-based rapper TG Kamas, didn't clear the song, so it was free reign. Let me play the clip for you guys, and then I'm going to talk about this whole situation after, how funny it is.
You can't get mad if I want to sell my product to somebody else that you ain't paid for. You know what I'm saying? Like, if you ain't paid for it and he paid for it, he paid to get it cleared, he paid. I can do what I want to do with my verse. How you gonna tell me what I can't do with my verse, man? When you go buy a verse, every rapper, every independent rapper, every up and coming rapper, you know, I fuck with y'all, everybody that know me, you know what I'm saying? They know I fuck with them. I work with budgets and everything, you know what I'm saying? I might want 50, 60, you know what I'm saying, for the verse. You from the street, I might tell you, man, give me 30. You know what I'm saying? I fuck with real the street, you know what I'm saying? But you know, this also a business, right? You know what I'm saying? This a business. So you know, if you gonna come get you a verse in a video, you gotta make sure you take care of the business side too. You can't just do the verse in the video and think, oh, and then put it out. That ain't how it go. You gotta pay for the clearance too. You gotta pay for the clearance. You can't, you know what I'm saying? You can't just put the video in the song out. And so basically, if you don't pay for the clearance, you really can't even put it out. You really can't even clear the song. Like, you have to clear the song. You can't even make money off the song. You have to get it cleared, and you have to pay for that. You know what I'm saying? So when you go, you know, speaking down on the fat boy, man, you know what I'm saying? You know, man, have your facts together, have your business together, you know, yeah.
So, you know, what Finnesse is saying could be true, right? I'm not in the music industry. I know about clearing samples, clearance. You know, labels have to clear verses from their artists. Even if you're not signed to a label, you know, if you have a business structure, you do have to get things cleared to be monetized so you can make profit off it. He's saying that this person paid for the verse, but didn't pay on the business side to clear things. So that could be on that person's fault. And then he said, listen, since he's not clearing this, let me just take this verse and give it to somebody else that's actually going to, you know, use it and clear it. But the problem with that overall is, one, it just shows how lazy of an artist you are, that you can't even make another verse. Now, you could argue, okay, the reason why he did that is because the other person didn't clear it, and you released a song without clearing it, and now he's, you know, using my verse without clearing, so let me spite him and just use the same verse on somebody else's song that actually cleared. That could be a, you know, response to that rebuttal. I can understand that. But at the end of the day, the headlines that came from this makes Finnesse2Tymes look really bad. And the backlash from media PR, I saw it on Twitter all over. People were saying, why would you ever buy a verse from a guy's name who's Finnesse2Tymes? He literally finessed 2 times. He sold a verse here, used the same verse to another person, and got 2 bags. So he lives up to his name. That's the funny part of this whole situation. He's actually finessed 2 times. But it's bad PR for him, and it looks really bad for him. And in the future, moving forward, people are going to point to this, especially people that want to pay for verses, and be like, am I going to be treated fairly in this? Is this verse going to be sold to somebody else? And I'm going to get finessed just like you finessed those other guys? Overall, man, I don't think like Finnesse2Tymes makes a good amount of money. I know he's like, yo, if I fuck with you, I'm going to give you a reduced verse, reduced price, 30,000 instead of 50, 60. But just, man, don't be lazy, man. Just make another verse. It's not that hard, man. If you actually care about hip-hop, you care about the craft, you actually care about your music, Why not, man? What if that verse and the other verses you sent, what if that second verse that you sent out that you created ended up being a big ass song that blew up, and now you got to hold two different verses, which would be cool. What if that song blew up too? The other song that you sent a different verse to, like that would just be a better look for you, and the word will get out, and you'll last longer, especially in the music industry. When you treat people good, right now that artist that paid for that verse might not be anybody, might not be big in the music industry, but what if he becomes big? That goes a long way, right? For me, right? Shout out to Kenny. He's a guy who does my graphic motion designs. We're gonna be heading into business together. I will never forget this. I used to have a hip hop website, Diverse Hip Hop. I still have the URL, diversehiphop.com. And back then, I would premiere songs exclusively that the world has never heard. Yes, I would get access to songs. Yes, it was illegal at the time, a statute of limitations. I could speak on it, but at the time it was bad. You're getting music from hackers and leaking them, and that's what I was doing. There was the song "Ham" by Kanye West and Jay-Z that premiered, right? It premiered. This is back when they were premiering on radio stations like Hot 97 stuff, and it would be the clean version, and they would premiere on Hot 97, and you would hear all these bombs that Flex would drop on it. It would be a radio rip version. Radio rip is what they called it at the time. And then somebody would race to try to get the CD quality version, the real, explicit version, the dirty version, CD quality though, with no radio bombs or nothing, no censorship. I remember Kenny giving me that Ham Kanye West and Jay-Z song for free, CD quality, dirty version. I remember that till this day. Until this day, I work with him and do work with him and go through him through everything when it comes to graphic design, because I'm loyal to him because of him looking out for me when I really wasn't shit. That website wasn't that big at the time. It was 2010, 2011. It was all right. It got bigger in like 2012, 2013. That's around the time when I really started to blow up. But now I'm a huge, YouTuber doing all this stuff, and I've always hired him from work, always showing loyalty to them because he looked out for me. So that's the same situation that Finesse could be in, where, why not just look out for these other, younger artists, man? Yeah, make a bag. You made $30,000. To you, that $30,000 might not be a lot, but that person, that's a lot that they're investing into their career. So, yeah, it's just a weird situation, man. It's funny because of the name, Finnesse2Tymes, and he literally finessed 2 times. So, yeah, we'll keep our eye on this, man. Let's see if anything comes out of it.